I didn't really have any symptoms. It just didn't cross my mind. It happens to other people, it doesn't happen to yourself. You get 1,000 thoughts rushing around in your head. Am I going to die? What's going to happen to me? Am I going to father children? I thought I'd had a lucky escape. I thought I'd got cancer early and I'd seen the end of it, but sure enough, a year later I received a second unrelated diagnosis. My world shattered. I remember walking out of the hospital, my mother, I looked her straight in the eye, I held her hand and I said, "Mum, I've got cancer." You know, you've got to be open and honest with people when it comes to, there's no easy way to tell people. There is an abnormality there, you may well lose your testicle. That to hear is tough. I was trying to be strong for everybody. I didn't really know how to do it, I didn't really know how to be strong. The way I got through it was I wanted something really positive to focus on. I was trying to be strong for my family and friends, but to be honest, I was in pieces in my mind. I wanted to use my personal energy, I wanted to use my own energy to show the cancer that it wasn't going to beat me. I decided to plan a huge adventure to raise awareness over the importance of early cancer detection. I could do a challenge whereby I was only using my personal energy and I was not using any machinery, I was not relying on anybody else, but just as I am. It kind of had a nice ring to it, the Tropic of Cancer for Cancer Challenge. I looked into Wikipedia, I looked at temperature charts and when I could cross the tropic, I looked at the feasibility, I started to research if anyone cycled it before. It really was a challenge within a challenge to get this thing off the ground. I'm not going to lie to you, it was seriously hard. There was a lot of excitement, a lot of support. It was a full-time job outside of our full-time jobs. We built a website. We chose 4 great cancer charities: Macmillan, Orchid, Willow and Starlight Foundation. We had knockback after knockbacks, but in the last 10 days it really did come together. We had a great company, Madison, believe in us and provide us with our equipment. Ridgeback provided 2 top-of-the-range touring bicycles, and Plurimi Capital took a huge pump with us. By no stretch of the imagination was I any kind of fitness freak. I'd only ever cycled about 10 miles on my paper round when I was about 12 years old, and ironically I blew the dust off my rusty old Ridgeback to do my initial training after my radiotherapy treatment. I was doing short little cycles with my brother and that escalated. Commuting to work, I was doing Tour de France climbs, cycling in the Lake District. We began cycling heavily and we really began to inject this belief into us that this was going to be possible. The Plurimi Capital Tropic of Cancer for Cancer Challenge left from the Bank of England on the 9th of October 2009. We cycled down to Dover on probably one of the hardest days of the challenge so far. There was torrential rain, it was horrible. The bags weren't packed properly, we didn't put them in dustbin liners, so all of our stuff got soaking. I remember laying out all of our stuff in the hotel room in Dover. We actually missed our ferry that first day. Cycled down through France, Paris and Lyon. We got down to the south coast of France, Marseille and Nice. We then travelled across the north coast of Africa. So we're now at the highest point of the TCC challenge so far. We're currently just over 3,000 feet.
We're really pushing ourselves up a level, you know. It's kind of, it's so satisfying when you're at the top, but you don't like doing it. It's just so hard work.
Day 33, it's been pissing it with rain all night. Haven't really slept a wink. Went to brush my teeth last night before going to bed and had a worm and a slug crawling across my flip-flop, which was quite pleasant. Just over here, this is a stark reminder just how dangerous the roads in Egypt can be. Fortunately, we were not in between that, but that's pretty brutal. All these landslides, and there was huge chunks of rock that had fallen in the middle of the road, and actually a huge slab of the road had fallen off the cliff. We decided not to go on the main road, go on the road being built, and it was literally being built, especially laid tar. Now that was sticky. It's gone all over our panniers, all over our legs.
And there's a nice black mark just on John's neck.
My legs are aching. My arse probably hasn't been this numb the whole challenge. Can of Coke stop. Bring the energy levels back up. That's all we can do. The bike lights are on. We're fighting against the light a little bit.
we got some advice from our bike mechanic Jeremy back in the UK. I picked up that email last night and it said, under no circumstances should you ride the bike.
So we left Xinjiang this morning on what was supposed to be a nice easy 50-mile cycle ride, but we got a bit lost, so we're heading north and we should be heading east. And we've been cycling for 2.5 hours and we've done...
And thoroughly pissed off with it all.
We are now having a right mission trying to get some food in. What are all these, man? Like, that looks like some kind of claw. I'm sure that's feet. No, that is actually claw.
They're your chicken feet.
That's chicken feet. I'm suddenly not hungry anymore. We're loving the reward right now. Cycling down the hills, admiring the beautiful landscape of the south. Hats off to you, Mark Beaumont. I don't quite know how you managed to cycle and climb up Mont Blanc and two of your challenges of 120 miles a day. It's pretty tough. So this is our breakfast, some cookies. So as dry as you like, haven't even got any water. So
Bon appetit.
this is my story.